Well, Nick, it's another day where Ongaro just basically does his thing. Behind him, CANAS, he's usually there or not there, depending on what day it is. And Ronafalk should always be there, but often has bad luck. So it's much a story of the people behind Ongaro, I would say.
Well, I think Ronafalk, not much bad luck, it's just a bad race. That last race didn't go his way. He got involved in incidents, whether, I didn't see them, so I know his fault and he just rolled down. He was actually dead last, I think, after lap 2 and worked his way back up again. He's managed to get a the grid here. He's managed to get a grid into 3rd place. It gives him a chance because with Davide has got clear air in front of him, so you kind of think, it's looking a bit good for him because unless he makes a mistake early on. CANAS, softly catching monkey, as they used to say, straightforward, no problem at all. And then the star of the show, walking behind us now, Leonardo Valente, the young man coming up from RC2. But remember, good props out to Lee Martin, finally getting a decent qualifying. Let's see what he can do if he doesn't get too, as he said, nibbled up the arse too often, as he was saying. But it's been a really good qualifying, even though we've ended up the result we thought we'd have him first. Every race has been interesting. One thing I would say is the team that implemented this new only reverse the top 7 positions, that'll be JQ. JQ qualified 14th dead last and next dead last.
JQ Racing bringing up the rear, so holding everybody up, supporting
the series. Yeah. Supporting the series, yes.
The series, which is quite right as well. Fantastic track. I'm still learning it, to be honest. It's twists and turns. Some frustrations boiling through as well. Do you think the new refereeing style and the new rules are helping?
I think the track is different from Ferring, where the accidents really happen at much higher speed. There's been a lot of bumping and boring, and the midfield is very tight, both in talent, in speed, and everything else. There's going to be accidents, and people are going to be upset. I just noticed the grandstand is filling up, mostly with the drivers of the final.
Well, they're watching an empty track, waiting for themselves to. They're like actors in the theatre watching an empty stage.
Watching themselves rehearse.
Yes, and we're going to get to it very, very shortly. In fact, shall we meet the drivers? Shall we find out the grid order? Shall we see who drives for who, in what car, what those cars look like, and what order they're going to be in? Shall we?
There's nothing I'd like more than to see which car drives for who and drives round with what.
Exactly. Well, let's meet the drivers.
Driving for Scuderia Scampiroso from Italy, car number 94 is David Ongaro. Driving for the S-Works International team from Spain is car number 23, driven by Juan Carlos CANAS. From HB Racing and Performa Racing from Sweden, car number 7 is David Ronafalk. In car number 16 from Italy for the S-Works Europe team is Leonardo Valente. For the Infinity team from Great Britain, car number 12 is Lee Martin. For the S-Works International team from the UK, car number 58 is ELLIOTT Boots. Driving for the Infinity team from Australia, car number 10 is Kyle McBride. From Beach RC from Italy, car number 25 is Marco Ravaglia. For Beach RC from Italy is car number 69, Marco Barofalo. Driving for HB Racing and Performa Racing from Japan is car number 8, Atsushi Hara. For the S-Works Europe team from Germany is car number 14, Mika Widmeyer. For Scuderia Scampiroso from Switzerland, car number 33 is Patrick Hoffer. For the JQ Racing Factory team from Finland, car number 18 is Max Mort. Driving for the JQ Racing Factory team from Finland, car number 100 is JQ himself, Joseph Quagrain.
And down here in interview stage, one of the guys we've not had a chance to talk to so far, but it's Atsushi Hara. Actually, your second RCGP. It's been going a bit better than Manila, though.
Yeah, definitely better. The first one is just also first time this format things, and also different cars at times, and I have no time much to figure that setup. But this time, I have the new team, HB Racing, with more information from the team. So
have you just copied David?
Basically, yes. Basically, yes.
And what are your hopes of the final? You're starting in the middle of the pack. It's very busy there.
Yeah, but it's. I think it's gonna be fun. Have to be drive clean with the big battle. So I need to just focus on the cars.
That's just great to see you, man. Thanks very much indeed. And we're bringing David Ronefalk. David will be starting third in the grid. David, you must be disappointed with that, and it all went wrong in the last qualifier.
Yeah, definitely not what I was looking for. You know, I had to be in front of Davide, I know, to take the TQ overall, and you know, I made a good pass, I thought, on Lee and CANAS, but got taken out on coming up on the hill, and then I dropped down to 8th or 9th and couldn't get back from there.
You were actually dead last on one lap.
Yeah, maybe I was. I'm not sure. A lot of things happened in the last one, and it didn't go my way for sure. But you know, I think the championship, it will be tough to do something now to Davide. He has to break 2 of the mains, I would say. But now I'll just focus and try to win the rest of the races that are left.
Great stuff. Thank you, David. Juan Carlos. I think, Juan Carlos, we've spoken to you more than anyone else because you've been so consistent. You're now in second. Can you win?
Win, I think, is difficult because Ongaro is super fast, and I want to don't do mistakes, and it's okay. A podium for me is okay.
Best luck. Thanks, Juan Carlos. And finally, it's Davide Ongaro. Davide, another RCGP race, another pole position, but this one a bit more difficult than the others?
Yeah, I think because we are all the drivers are close one-to-one, so yeah, for sure it's, I think, difficult than this one. So we hope now to don't make mistake on the first and second lap, that is most important, and we'll see how it goes.
22 laps, approximately 15 minutes. Can you do it on one stop? You've been stopping at 6.5 minutes in finals normally.
Yeah, I will do one fuel stop, and I will do 7 or 7:15. So yeah.
Cool stuff. Thank you. Up you go and get ready to go. So that is the history so far. That is the drivers introduced. That's the drivers spoken to. The engines are revving up. We've got about 4 or 5 minutes till the race starts. But until then, I shall hand you over to young Matt McCallum, who will read you the full grid.
That's right, Nick. We have the grid on screen now. We are coming to you live from Italy. Thank you for watching the RCGP World Series. This is round 5. It's about to get decided, or at least the first half of this 2-legged final. And as we've just seen, Davide Ongaro will be on pole. Will anybody be able to get past him, or will it take a mistake or a break? Well, let's see. The best man will indeed win. Juan Carlos CANAS in position number 2. Third on the grid will be David Ronefalk. Fourth will be Valente. Fifth, Lee Martin. Sixth, Elliott Boots. Seventh, Kyle McBride. Eighth will be Marco Ravaglia. Ninth on the grid, Marco Baruffalo. Those two Marcos have been running together all day. And at Tsuchihara, in car number 8, will be on 10th. Mika Vidmeyer will be on 11th. 12th will be Patrick Hoffer. Max Mort will be on 13th. And his countryman, teammate and all-round boss man, JQ in car 100 will be in position number 14, and the wind's picking up. It's going to get rather dusty and loud, so the only thing we can do now is hand over to Nick for some rocking commentary, mate.
Not half, mate. Quite literally. Oh, just fell off my own foot then. That's never a good idea. Okay, everybody, things are getting ready. We're a little bit ahead of where we often are. Okay, so the warm-up period now coming to an end. The wind rising. That's Ongaro from CANAS, from Ronefalk, from Valente. It's 22 laps, this one. Cars brought out, so we'll see one fuel stop in this. Can Ongaro get himself out, be recording you? Out and about. So Ongaro, CANAS, Ronefalk, Valente, Martin, Boots, McBride, Ravaglia, Baruffalo, Hara, Vidmeyer, Hoffer, Mort, Quagreen. Anyone can win this first leg. Don't forget it's a 2-legged final. 2 sets of 22 laps. I'll start in the same order both times, and into the lead immediately goes Davide Ongaro, and it's 1, 2, 3 off the grid with CANAS in second and Ronefalk in third. Fourth place, Lee Martin. He's gained his place from Valente, who drops to 5th. But already slight gap we see for Ongaro as CANAS and Runnefalk become the focus at the moment. They try and decide who's going to challenge him. CANAS putting a huge bit of slurry and dust in the face of Runnefalk. Well, obviously not, because he's on the race. Looks like Marco Revalia has been dropped at the back of this one, so it's JQ in 30, Revalia in 40. But this is second and third, already with a gap of 0.9 of a second. But and up the inside now, there's a good chance of the touch wheels. What's going to happen as they come around here? And it is going to be no. Runnefalk was side by side with CANAS, and this is the problem. They're going to slow each other down, as Runnefalk and CANAS touched wheels down the main straight there, but they just the outer line which CANAS had was just enough to give him the speed to fend off Runnefalk. Ongaro that time round gained about 0.9 of a second. How much of that was actually because he's 0.9 of a second faster, and how much was that because the other two were touching wheels and slowing each other up is a question. So away is Ongaro. We're looking at second and third, which is the blue and red of CANAS against the famous yellow, orange and green of Runnefalk. It's Spain v Sweden, but don't forget, out in the head is Italy at the moment with Davide Ongaro. Fourth place, Lee Martin, a long way back, and then Leonardo Valente and Elliott Boots in sixth. This is the perfect scenario for Ongaro. Second and third, holding each other up and up. And you can see Runnefalk itching to get up the inside of CANAS then. The referee will be staring at them like an owl after its prey, and he will hoot if he sees a problem. And problem with this battle of second and third, this is one that everyone's watching, as again a little gain of 0.6 that time, so now a lead of 2.4 seconds for Davide. He's got a half mistake, and actually a half mistake, that's what Runnefalk's made, and he's been dropped very slightly by CANAS. Valente has got past, in fact Valente hasn't got past, so wasn't he? There's still Martin in fourth, then Valente, then Boots, then Hara, then McBride, then Barufalo, then Mort, then Hoffer, Neumann, sorry, Neumann, he's not in this race, sorry, Vidmeyer and Quagreen is your order. We're still with CANAS, and just a bit wider there you can also see Runnefalk. But they are now, actually oddly, they gained slightly, it's 2.2, that fast, just the fastest lap of the entire race put in by CANAS with a 39.1, which mainly gained 0.2 on Ongaro, who may already be settling down into an easy moment as he crosses the line there. So that line around was a 39.2 for Ongaro, 39.4, 39.5, so he gained 0.2 and 0.3. And just to remind you, that was lap 4 of 22, or 4.5 of 22. Not dropping the pack, but he's got that comfortable lead. And he'll begin to start thinking about fuel stops. And interestingly, Runnefalk also is not really able to stay. And then there's this massive queue of cars, led by Martin. Then you've got Boots, Valente, Hara, McBride and Barufalo all running together. So let's drop back to the train for a second. Just coming over the bridge now, the train of cars, led by Martin. This is your battle with the top three are equidistant. So let's look at 4, 5 and 6, which is Martin, Boots and Valente. Lee Martin having a much, much better... Oh, saying that, and he's coming out and touch and turn and roll. Well, that's amazing, because at the end of that, they spun round, but there has been a complete change of position because Valente has kind of fallen into fourth place. Boots is now fifth, and Martin, after that kind of coming together, is now sixth, with Barufalo, Hara and McBride behind them. Just to confirm, 1, 2 and 3 are still 1, 2 and 3, though the cap is coming slightly down between CANAS and Ongaro, but they are all both dropping Runnefalk as we continue to look at this battle for fourth place, which now Valente is leading quite successfully, as another mistake by Runnefalk drops him into no man's land entirely now. So Valente ahead of the car. That change. Yeah, Martin got back ahead of Boots there. So it's Valente from Martin, from Boots. Barufalo being quite well behaved. So the inside goes Boots. No, a lovely little kiss pass there. So Boots was taking no prisoners as he came up the inside. Still leading, and an extended lead now, it seems, for Ongaro. Ongaro's lead is, poor lap for Carlos CANAS, and his lead for Ongaro moves up to 3 seconds. As you can see, this lead really is just visual, as Valente Takes a careful corner. He's about to come underneath the bridge and round in front of us again. So we can see Valente and you can see Boots now trying to, and now you have Martin leading a stream of 4 cars from 6th onwards. This is Ongaro, CANAS, Runafalk, Valente, Boots. They land hard. So, just so you know, Ongaro leading by 3.1 seconds, and there's 5 seconds to Runafalk. Then Valente is 4 seconds further back, then 1.2 seconds to Boots. You can see that the Boots now we're looking at is the red and white car. He's got a little bit of space on his own there as he flies through the run. What a lovely scene of the overhanging trees as they flit away from the right-hand side of the circuit as we look at it. Ongaro's lead now is just creeping up again. 17, it's now 4 seconds. With a 6 seconds to Runafalk. So Valente's made a mistake. So Valente's now knocked himself right out of the running. So Valente come off the track and has dropped way down and gone. Valente's got a problem. Valente's broken. Oh, desperate bad luck for the young Italian who's thrilled us all day. But Valente's been brought back with it looks like a front right suspension failure. So Valente has broken. So that's that. His run into 4th place gone. Just after he crossed start finish, Valente broke and these cars carry on going. So it's still a big lead for now 4 seconds for CANAS. So for Ongaro over CANAS and then Runafalk afterwards. So it's the Scampirosso leading from SWORKS International from Team HB. And then SWORKS International is now with ELLIOTT Boots. You're looking at now running in 4th. So that's the 4th place Boots leading the 5th place Martin and the 6th place Baruffalo and Bryden Hara. And there's another weird gap after that of 9 seconds back to Patrick Hoffler. So they've all split themselves up and the first pit stop's made. So we have been running for 10 laps. So an early stop for Hara. So Hara gives himself a bit of breathing space. Let's go and pick up our leader. He's just about to go up the Infinity step up now. That is Ongaro with the orange wingtips. Now my guess is he's now obviously completed 11 laps and we are halfway through. He should be thinking quite seriously about a fuel stop now. Let's see if I missed it, Nick. No, I'm not. Okay, Hara going over halfway. So just want to prove me wrong about my statements I've been constantly making about his car running short of fuel. However, he has launched himself into a bit of traffic here. That traffic being JQ, who's behind and has stopped. And JQ not helping him here. And now he has. Next up after JQ will be Marco Revalia, but my guess is before he gets to Revalia, as he's now well over halfway, he will stop for fuel. I hope I didn't miss his fuel stop. I can't be able to because he wouldn't be this far ahead. So, quite a lot of cars espousing the stops at the moment. And so with Ongaro, coming up towards Revalia. CANAS now dropping away, 5.6 seconds. So it's a drive-through for someone. Don't know who it is. So Ongaro leads, CANAS second, Runafalk third. I must have missed a stop. You couldn't go to 14. There we are. So we are. Obviously, while I was watching the back markers, everyone else decided to stop instead. So the lead has extended. Ongaro nicely away. Well, a number of cars look slightly odd as they move away from us. Down that advertised alley, they look like they're kind of leaning on the rear left, but that's just the attitude of the track as it goes. CANAS now 5.6 seconds behind, and another 8 seconds to Runafalk. Boots not crossed the line yet. That's CANAS going round. So we made a couple more bits of traffic. The next victim for Ongaro will be lapping Misha Widmeyer. And he's now turning laps of fun. CANAS in second, 5 seconds back. They've stopped back to CANAS. He's the red and the blue car going down the main straight now. Underneath Zach now, the red and the blue car. So CANAS running up to the timing and scoring, dropping down. That time round, he gained half a second actually, so it's down to 4. And he has the fastest lap, and he's gaining time. But overall, consistency-wise, it's still looking particularly good for Ongaro. Ronafalk just dropping off the back of these. He's 10 seconds off now. So that's all gone to nothing. Boots, and there's still kind of a bit of a scrappage fight going on behind Boots between Martin and Barufalo. So Juan Carlos going through the satellite corner now. As we now enter just 5 laps to go. Let's pick up Ronafalk. He's moving up at Advertiser's Alley now, about to go for start finish in his famous yellow and green colours, up onto the Infinity step up. So Ronafalk, who's just been basically dropped by, well, everyone but the first 2, is falling into a worrying no man's land, because it doesn't really seem like there's any reason for it. It was there for the first couple of laps and then it just went all horribly wrong. So the HB driver's got a lot of head scratches to do in the hour in between the 2 finals. And it's the Ronafalk car is just exiting the bridge now. And he's going to go and down to the run down to Satellite Alley. Well, Satellite Corner and then the alley. Harry's right. So another lap for Ronafalk in the books. What's going on with the... So 39.3 last time round for... Now, CANAS had a very slow lap that time round. Not sure what happened. He's now dropped 8 seconds back. So CANAS made a mistake in that one a lap ago. Means that Ronafalk now is only 6 seconds behind him. Unfortunately, it just means that there's an 8-second gap to the lead, which is Ongaro. And this race has slowly gapped everyone. Boots well in 4th, and now it's 2 seconds from Boots to Barufalo. There's a couple of seconds from Barufalo to McBride. McBride, Hara and Martin's dropped off. So Martin's managed to get to 8th now, but in a bit of no man's land. As we turn lap 20 or 22. Let's, we're going to need to find our leader. Underneath the bridge now, underneath us now, it's Ongaro with his orange wingtips. So Ongaro and coming round now into Satellite Corner. So Ongaro, really, this has been an absolute bit of textbook driving, isn't it, really? He's on his way to make it 5 out of 5, it appears. This is only halfway, remember, and the thing to remember, of course, is an aggregated points race, and the tiebreaker is the second race, so doing better in the second race. So, for example, if he comes first and CANAS second, next time round CANAS comes first and he comes second, it will be CANAS who'll win overall. So Ongaro on his last lap now, just doing, on his last lap, over the bridge for the last time in this final number 1. Going in and about, and they will drive himself up and over the jump, brake hard. They've got 2 corners to get correct, which I can't see him getting that wrong. Up Advertiser's Alley, turns round, jumps it over, leg 1 victory. Nice one, Davide Ongaro. Second place will be Juan Carlos CANAS, is coming up the way now. If we just lock off on the finish line, please. And there is Ronafalk as well, finishing. in third. Hoffer is a lap down. Fourth place, is it going to be Boots? I think it is going to be Boots. He was, yep, Boots takes up fourth place. Fifth place is Barufalo. There's still a scrap going on here. CANAS made a mistake on the last, it doesn't matter at the end of the race. There went over the line, went Hara, got McBride in the last lap. So well done to Tsuchi Hara, got McBride. And there is Martin as well. And that is everybody has finished. So that was the first of the races. My role now is to stealthily reattach my radio pack that fell off twice during that race. So exciting it was. And have a little bit of a walk down and talk to people about what happened in that race. So the result was Ongaro, CANAS, Ronefalk. And I will speak to you from a different world. I'm going to pass over to Matt for a full rundown.
Well, Nick goes to his different world. We'll take a look at what is on your screen, and that is how leg one ended up with Ronefalk in third, ELLIOTT Boots on fourth, fifth position was Marco Barufalo, in sixth at Tsuchi Hara, seventh Carl McBride, eighth was Lee Martin, ninth Mika Widmeyer, in 10th Marco Vaglia, 11th Max Moore, 12th Patrick Hoffer, 13th Joseph Quagrain, and 14th Leonardo Valente. And I'm quite out of breath. Hopefully Nick has made it over to the interview area where we'll be able to pass over to him and meet our leg one winner.
Yes, just Davide's been very good. He's standing off to one side. We've got pull him right in front of our presentation. Davide, that was quite simple.
No, yeah, car was really easy to drive, and yeah, I drive without mistakes, and really happy about the win.
No worries at all at any point?
I think no. We'll see now in the next one.
Thanks, well, Davide Ongaro. Now, Juan Carlos CANAS, we'll walk back a bit. Juan Carlos, you for a while you were getting closer, and then a bit further away, and then a bit closer. Then you made a mistake.
Yes, because I think at the end is a little softer, the tire, but Ongaro was super fast, and it's too difficult to win him. For me, it's too difficult.
Is there anything you can do for the next one?
I make the same, maybe hard tires, but the same.
Hey, Juan Carlos. And now Dave Ronefalk. Dave, the first 4 or 5 laps were great, and then it wasn't. What happened?
I think I was pushing in the start, and then the car had the speed. After I was also driving a bit, weird at points. I think some wide lines at times, and I dropped back a little bit. I also had a crash there. So yeah, pretty boring race.
Anything you can do about it for leg 2?
Yeah, hopefully we're gonna try to see if we can improve the speed of the car a little bit when I have to go confident, just to increase the average speed a little bit. And I think if we do, we can fight. So hopefully we'll do that.
Great stuff. Thank you, David. Thank you. So that is the end of leg 1, but we're staying on air. We're staying on air on Facebook, and we're staying on air on YouTube. But what we're going to do, though, before the junior final and the senior final, we're going to play the bit of end credits, because that means that the RCGP is over. But there is still more RCGP in about an hour.